In this video we are going to analyze one of my game which I managed to win in just 12 moves against a Grandmaster, and my opponent was, the game happened in 2018. I was playing in Bhubaneswar Open tournament, the place in India. So let's start and see how I won this in just 12 moves. This video is not to show off, but just to motivate some players that you can beat Grandmasters, and they are also humans. So e4, game started with e4. I was white and Manik was black. c5, knight f3. Okay, before that, in that tournament my rating was 2271 and my opponent's rating was 2411, so around 150 points difference, and the tournament was classical. So e4 c5 Sicilian defense, knight f3. He played d6, bishop b5 check, which is my favorite line, a Moscow variation. Now knight d7. Instead of knight d7, black have these two choices, knight c6 and bishop d7. He played knight d7, d4, c into d4, queen into d4. This is also a part of my preparation, or the part of the opening. So after queen into d4, a6. Now bishop into d7. Again, this is opening. I'm going to post one detailed video on this Moscow variation. This variation is very interesting. Like you can see, white is just giving his bishop for black's knight, which usually is not recommended, but white have certain traps which black needs to consider and to be prepared with it. So bishop into d7, knight c3, just a normal development. And the main plan is, if black plays knight f6, white plays bishop g5, white just take this f6, and then you can imagine the whole pawn structure get ruined, and white just plays long castle and starts attack with h4 h5. This is why it's necessary to play h6 somewhere. He played rook c8 and now short castle. Until this point everything is fine. Here he made a little mistake. He played h6, but instead of h6 the main line goes like this, e5. Now queen d3, bishop e6. The plan is to play bishop c4 if I defended by playing knight d2 or rook d1. Then black just plays h6 to prevent bishop g5 ideas, and then black plays knight f6, bishop e7, short castle, and the position is completely equal. So after short castle he played directly h6, which is not that good move. So what white can play? Yeah, white can play e5, a beautiful move, because white is just trying to grab the center. If d into e5, now knight into e5, and as you can see, white's pieces are far better placed and well developed than black's pieces. If bishop c6 type moves, then queen into d8, rook into d8, knight into c6, b into c6, and now you can see white can just play bishop e3, put some pressure on a6, c6 pawn by playing knight e4, knight c5. Not directly, but a slow progress, but the position is completely fine, and the endgame is better for white. So this is why after h6 e5, d into e5 is risky. He played bishop c6, and again I had choice between e into d6 or just go with rook d1. If e into d6, I think queen into d6, queen into d6, e into d6, this is also a fine position. I have one clear target, which is d6 pawn, but again black's this c6 bishop is way too strong, so it's very difficult to convert this position into advantage. So this is why after e5, bishop c6, I played rook d1, and my aim was simple. I want to keep the queen and I don't want to exchange the queens. If d into e5 here, then I might exchange, or even I can play queen into e5, but then this scenario is different completely. So after bishop c6, I played rook d1, and a very strange move, he played d5, which was the last blunder of the game, and the position completely changed. After d5, black's plan was clear. He wants to play e6 and then slowly try to play bishop c5. If we get all this, then obviously black is better because of this 2 bishop advantage. But unfortunately, I think he missed e6 move. And now what? White black can play. Like black cannot play f into e6. Black cannot play f6. If black plays move like knight f6, which happened in game, so we'll see it later. If f into e6, then I have knight e5 type move, then queen d3, queen g6 is checkmate. There are many checkmate ideas. Knight g6 is also a clear plan, queen f4. How black will develop this, especially this bishop and this rook, so it's very like almost completely lost for black. So after e6, knight f6 he played, and one final movement, knight e5. I remember that he thought for around 10 minutes and then he resigned knight e5, but honestly I was happy at that moment because it was classical game and I won against Grandmaster, and also in just like 1 hour, I remember the game started at 3 something and I finished the game at 3:54. I was in my room before 4. But anyway, after knight e5, the only move is f into e6 because otherwise white will take into f7. But queen d3 is coming, and now queen g6 is checkmate plans. So to defend this, black has to play either queen c7 type moves, but then queen g6, king d8, knight f7, king d7, and white is just rook up and position is also completely lost. If after f into e6, queen d3, if knight e4, then again same story, knight into e4, d into e4, queen into d8, rook into d8, exchange everything, and knight f7 check, take rook, and white is just rook up. So this is why he resigned after knight e5. But again, yes, you can beat anyone, and this was classical, but most of my viewers are playing mostly online chess on chess.com or on Lichess. So on that platforms you can beat absolutely anyone. You can beat 2600, 2700, 2800, because see, in classical games players make a lot of mistakes. Even Grandmaster makes mistakes. In the rapid games, rapid on the board games, players make mistakes. So you are playing blitz, so there are high chances to make a mistake by a top player. So just don't lose your hope. If you lose some games or if you win continuously, don't become overconfident. Just play good moves and you can beat anyone. So this was just my message. If you like this video and if you want to see more games like this which I played or which anyone played, maybe my friends or someone, then please do comment, and see you in next video. Until then, bye bye.